Let's investigate if Drake really bought a fake Tupac chain. What up, words? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit that like button, hit subscribe, hit the notification bell. Keep sending those Cashapp to CLBMG. Join the membership, gang. Listen, it's so much to unpack, gang. But the bottom line, the moral of this story is don't be a lame. Do not be a goofball. What it is in this culture, gang, and I keep saying this over and over, is there's certain things that are acceptable and certain things that are not. And I understand that some people think that the little things that they do are going to make it more and more acceptable for them in this culture, and they do things facetiously. When you go out and try to scoop up somebody's memorabilia, but it's in a facetious way, it might come back to burn you, gang. And what's going on is a lot of people are trying to figure out what's been happening over the past 2 days. I believe what was it, yesterday, that we got the word that Drake had purchased Tupac's official death row chain. Well, a lot has transpired. First of all, on X and on all forms of social media, these guys was throwing up the middle finger. You would have thought Pac had returned. These guys was telling us that Kenny, if he wanted that chain, he could have bought it, but Drake bought it for the culture, and now we mad. Everybody's mad. The midget is mad. Pages that never thought one second about Tupac or his chain are now boasting that Drake is in possession of Tupac's death row chain. It was a coup. It was a thumb up to the middle. It was a middle finger and a thumb up the nose to the West Coast and anybody that ride with him, because now the Canadian Poppy has now purchased Tupac's beloved death row chain, and it was the talk of the town. A lot of people had a lot to say, but in true fashion, I said, let me just wait. I don't know why. Sometimes when you just wait, because what I'm starting to see, that every time that I think that Drake may have slightly done something that may have given him one leg up, all you got to do, gang, is just wait a couple hours. Wait a couple hours. I have not seen a man take more L's, more stumbles and tumbles down the rabbit hole, Alice in Wonderland, than Drake. All you got to do is just wait. Any win, any single solitary win has a shelf life, and the shelf life is usually short. His wins go stale really quickly. And what happened within a matter of hours, people started to deduce that what Drake bought was not, in fact, Tupac's chain. Now, even still, when I heard that, I was like, that's too good to be true. That's way too saucy, gang. Ain't no way this guy went on this thing with this jeweler, bought a chain, and the chain ain't real. There's no way that could happen in 2025. You would think, right? You would have in the back of your mind, he got to have some checks and balances that's going to make sure that this chain is not a fake or a fraud. So I'm like, before I even do that, I'm not going to tell the story yet. I'm not going to just go on somebody else's video and just show it and start talking, because I don't know enough. I said, Charles, you don't know enough. So I said, you know what I can do? I can do some independent research, right? Like Dave Chappelle say, it's independent. I'm doing independent research. And I was like, Charles, let's slow down and let's just see. Let's start at the start, because there's got to be an official way you can tell what is going on with this official death row pendant. So as the story started to progress, one of the first things that jumped out was Reggie Wright, right? I want to get into this Reggie Wright situation. And the first thing that I came across when I went online was this post, the big homie's big homie, right? And it had, of course, Reggie Wright. He had something to say about this purchase. So everybody's trying to figure out, is it real, is it fake? And Reggie Wright came out with some very, very crucial information. Now, if you don't know, Reggie Wright was there with Suge Knight and Tupac and a whole lot of other people when this stuff was jumping off. And Reggie Wright, right or wrong, has some things to say. And I want to let him tell you.
Drake. Y'all see in the news, Drake believes. And shout out to Drake. I don't have a problem with Drake. If he loved Tupac like most of us do, and a lot of y'all do, and I know my partner John does. So he out there and he got the money. It's nothing to him. to buy all this merchandise that he believes is Tupac. And that's closely related to Tupac. Drake, all I want to advise you, bro, is I saw on the back of the chain that says "All Eyes on Me" 1996, presented to Tupac. All Eyes on Me 96 or something like that. Well, just so that you know, Suge gave those chains out to people, especially the first round of chains in 1995. Y'all listen to that clown Daz. He said he met him at the airport and gave it to him, which that wasn't true. But he did give it to him sometime when Tupac had his chain in 1995. I know a lot of y'all don't like to listen to Reggie Wright, so I'm sure John will post a picture at him in the Dog Pound at the House of Blues or somewhere like that where Tupac had that Death Row chain on in 1995.
Oh, so right there, this is a guy who was there. He's saying that the chain wasn't even in Tupac's possession in 1996, like it's written on the back. See, these things are too simple, too easy to fake, gang. You got to understand what you're dealing with. These guys, it's worth it to fake this. So I got more information, but that's where I want to start. I want to start at Reggie Wright saying that Pac didn't even get this thing to 1995, and yours is the insignia on the back says 1996. So I said, Challz, that's one person with one thing to say. He's a very credible witness because he was there, right? Allegedly involved and allegedly knew when these chains were given out. So a lot of people online that's defending Drake, of course, they ran to these guys spin narratives, gangs. They are master manipulators, just like your boy, and they came quick with this narrative. Well, Tupac had more than one pendant. He had more than one pendant. And I know it's funny. We say Drake has Tupac's chain. He really has the pendant, but the chain sounds funnier, right? Let's just be honest. A fake chain sounds funnier than a fake pendant. So that's what everybody been running with, and that been pretty hilarious. So everyone's on that side is like, he had more than one pendant. He had more than one pendant, right? First of all, why would you think that that's okay to buy a random? You don't even know which pendant is which. It has no way to know what pendant it is, if it's Pac's or not. If he has more than one random pendant, if I'm telling you I'm selling the official Tupac pendant and chain that he wore on the cover of All Eyes on Me, I'm gonna get to that in a second. How can it be more than one? Red flag, gang. We got a problem. It's a flag on the play. It can't be more than one. It ain't. He ain't got on 2 and 3. He got on 1, and that's what the auctioneer was selling it at. So when I went on YouTube, salute to I believe HNSB or one of these guys from YouTube, I was watching his stream, and he said his man sent him the link to the official the official lot that it was sold on. So it's like, oh word. So they got the official lot on Gotta Love Rock and Roll where they officially sold it at. So I went over to this lot on Gotta Have Rock and Roll, and it's showing a picture of the pendant, a close-up picture of Tupac holding the pendant in his 2 thumbs. And I zoomed in on the picture and looked very closely, and when I compared that picture with the picture of the one that they're saying that Drake showed on his Instagram, right? There are quite a few inconsistencies, gang. These pictures do not look alike to me. There are too many inconsistencies in this picture. If you look closely, it looks to me the lettering is different. The man in the chair, a bunch of differences are here. There is no slit down the middle of the chest plate, the breastplate. The words at the bottom are nothing. And this is the cover of the album. This is nothing. This is the one he had on. Nothing like what it looks like here on Drake's page. And then they have another picture over here that Reggie Wright blew up. Several inconsistencies there. They do not look alike whatsoever to me. They look similar from a distance until you give them further scrutiny. And the bubble lettering, it's a lot going on that is very inconsistent. And I'm sure if they were giving out the chains, I'm sure they wouldn't be so many discrepancies in the making, the model of the lettering. The logo is a certain kind of way, right? I feel like you're not going to have these all these different inconsistencies with the chain, even if Pac had more than one, which most people do not believe he had more than one, right? Why would he? And why would he not have the 2 and 3 on? Like, it don't make no sense. So I'm gonna look at this and say Exhibit B. This don't look like the same chain. I'm just going to be honest, gang. The handle, a lot of different things just they don't add up. So it looked like your boy might have got. So then what did they do when this thing came out? Well, What's the Dirt and a couple other people started hitting up the seller, Bit Alexander. I'm going to get into that right now. I'm going to explain to you who the seller is. According to the online information, rapper Drake has purchased Tupac Shakur's Death Row chain. The acquisition occurred in late August 2025. It follows his 2023 purchase of Tupac's iconic gold crown ring. Details of the Death Row chain purchase. The item, the Death Row Records pendant, is a significant piece of hip-hop history. Tupac famously wore it on his album cover, 1996, All Eyes on Me. The back of the pendant is inscribed with All Eyes on Me, on You, 1996, right? The transaction, Alexander Bitar, a collector of high-end artifacts, sold the chain to Drake. The estimated value is around $500,000. However, Bitar has stated that items of this historical significance are priceless. This is a $500,000 purchase. Drake's announcement. Drake revealed the purchase by posting a close-up photo of the chain on his Instagram. The caption read, Copenhagen Night 1, let's go, referencing his concert in the Danish capital. So he's over there in Copenhagen, and a dude happened to have the Tupac chain for sale, and Drake threw $500,000 on it because he can, right? I don't know, gang. This sound like a snap purchase. This sound like something that you know you go in the grocery store and you're walking around looking for milk, but you see cookies and you see SpaghettiOs and you just grab them. That's a snap purchase. He didn't have no intentions of doing this. He saw it and grabbed it. I don't know if they had a chance to authenticate this thing. So let me continue. Authenticity concerns. Some hip-hop fans and commentators questioned the pendant's authenticity after Drake's post. They claimed it differed from the one in the All Eyes on Me album cover. Bitar responded by stating that Tupac owned multiple pendants with slight variations. Gang, that is the cheapest answer. Of course, the scammer's going to say it's many of them. First of all, you didn't tell him it was many of them when he bought it. I guarantee you. I guarantee you Drake was never told there are many copies of this. Tupac wore a whole bunch of these. I don't think so. So you pay $500,000 for a copy? That's what you're telling me? You're telling me now after Drake has the shit and he's showing it and they're saying it don't look like the one in the picture, which Drake could have said before he left the goddamn jewelry store. It don't look like the one in the picture, gang. So now when they go to this guy and say this, now he's saying there's multiple copies. Gang, this is fishy. This is another red flag. This ain't looking good at all. You're telling me all you got for this thing is to say that Suge Knight, it's a Suge Knight collection allegedly, and somehow, some way, it's authorized. What's the paperwork? Who said this? Who said this is real besides Suge Knight? Who has a very good reason to tell you some stories? He probably sold it to this guy and told this guy the same thing. Right? Let me continue. Drake's past Tupac purchases. This is not the first time Drake has purchased Tupac's belongings. In July 2023, he purchased Tupac's self-designed gold, ruby, and diamond crown ring for over $1 million at a Sotheby's auction. So somehow, some way, he's feeling like he won up Kendrick with this purchase, but the internet, that eagle eye that we always know is out there watching, seeing everything go by, they pointed it out. And as I looked at them two purchases, just based on the Reggie Wright situation, saying that Pac didn't get that ring in 1995, he got that ring. I mean, he didn't get it in 1996, he got that ring in 1995. That's the first thing you got to believe. Now, somebody that's really trying to defend him going to be like, well, he had many copies, and he could have gave him another one in 1996. Why would he give him another one? Why would he need another one? It don't make no sense. And why would these things look different? If they're getting them from the same, what you would assume they're getting them from the same jeweler that's making them, he ain't getting them made all over the town. The jeweler has this thing set in stone. Am I bugging out? Wouldn't it be a certain set that they would set once and that would be how they make all of them? Like, why would it be different variations? It don't make no sense, gang. I'm sure that Suge Knight ain't commissioning jewelers all over freaking Los Angeles to make all these chains. And you know there was a rash of fake ones coming out. People were making them. You can buy a Death Row chain on freaking on eBay right now that has nothing to do with Tupac. That ain't real at all. So a lot of people were recreating these chains for years. They recreate the Rockefeller chains. They recreate all these iconic chains. So that's nothing to recreate it, but they can't get it perfect because a lot of the fonting and stuff like that is not going to match. Some of the stuff they're going to be like, F it, I can't get it right, so I'm going to get it close. Now, I'm just going to be honest. I feel like, in my opinion, I'm looking at versus the one he has, it's too many inconsistencies that don't look like it. So the easy thing to be would say, well, he had multiple ones, but if he had multiple ones, they still would look the same. They would look like the ones that he have on. The other ones would look like they have on. Or it would look like a fake. If everybody in Death Row got a certain kind of look and you got one goofy one that's weird, they're going to be like, yo, what's going on? You need to be able to identify these chains. They need to have the same. It has to be very, very similar. They can't have a lot of variations. If it is the jeweler that's making them, he's going to have a setting. He's not going to do this shit from scratch every fucking time, gang. That's not how this works. So what's going to happen is it's going to look identical to the next one. If I'm not mistaken, they set these things a certain kind of way and they keep doing it that way. Correct me if I'm wrong. So what I'm saying is, even if Pac had multiple copies, it would still look the same. It's too many variations on this thing. We don't have any credible sources. And I want to read what this jeweler actually told this guy. I want to read this when he was questioned. This sound real fishy, gang. I'm just going to be honest. So Big Alexander, I know What's the Dirt went and hit him up and asked him, yo, they're saying that your Tupac chain is fake, right? I got two different clips right now from this guy answering. So the first one says, hey, man, and I believe this is What's the Dirt. Hey, man, people online are trying to claim that Drake purchased the fake pendant because of the word scribed on the back of it, All Eyes on You, 1996, right? So Alexander Bitar responded. This is the guy in Copenhagen that sold Drake the chain, the pendant in the chain, whatever it is. Hello, that is an incorrect rumor. Probably started by a hater right there. As soon as you start trying to prove to me that you're telling the truth and you use the word hater, all the flags are going up. Because to me, only people say it's probably a hater. It's somebody that's trying to blow smoke up my ass. It's probably a hater that said that, man, don't worry about it. As soon as you say that, you're providing no proof. You're almost telling me I'm lying. Like, when you like, yo, it must be somebody hating right there. We on you right there. Because I don't believe nobody going to say this that's a reputable person. It's probably a hater. No, you're going to say, we have the paperwork. It has a da-da-da-da-da. This is the serial number. We can prove. You're going to give your proof. You're not going to say this. I am very sad about it because it's not accurate whatsoever. They practically claim that Tupac only had one Death Row pendant. That's incorrect. It's known that he had multiple. This one is 100% authentic with great provenance. And this guy responds, okay, cool. Yeah, little of haters out there when it comes to Drake. So what I'm saying is, I don't subscribe to it was haters. If I'm a reputable jeweler, I'm going to be like, I have the paperwork. This stuff is legit. I'm not going to say it's about no haters. You're questioning me at this point. Like, you hit me up. You're questioning me. You're not questioning. You're saying, bro, you sold a fake chain. I'm not going to be like, this is haters. Don't worry about it. No. If I'm going to respond to this, I'm going to show you the number. I'm going to respond with the authenticity paper. Dead ass. Because this is too big to be like, yo, it's just haters. I'm going to show you the paperwork that it came with. I'm just going to be honest. I'm not even responding to you. It's not worth it to respond to you if I'm not going to prove myself. And this is another one. It says, they are saying that the Tupac chain is fake. Hello, it's definitely not fake. Tupac had multiple of these. The exact amount is not known, but not many. Some of them differ slightly, but it's 100% authentic and owned and worn by him. This got extremely viral, and there are many haters out there. I'm truly shocked about the amount of people talking badly about proper knowledge. Really sad, but nothing I can do about it. It is something you can do about it. You can put the paperwork online that this comes with. You can show where you got this and who sold it to you. You can prove that he has more than one chain. You need to be on this right now because your reputation is on the line. In all the pictures I'm seeing of Tupac, I don't see several different chains. I'm just going to be honest. Maybe I'm wrong. Y'all can correct me in the comments. I don't see all these different chains, all these different pendants. I'm just going to be honest. I keep seeing the same one that don't match the one that Drake got on. But they're going to keep telling me it's all these pendants and all these chains out there running around. Maybe it is. But at the end of the day, let's just say this. Drake bought a copy. It ain't the official chain. It ain't worth no $500,000 if he got several of them. You don't know what none of the other ones are. At that point, they don't exist. And then the Drake fans are spiraling, going out of control, jumping up and down, doing everything they can do to think of to try to dispel this, but it ain't going nowhere because this don't look good. It don't look good. So now, this is like, who was homeboy that had the chain on the other, who was that? He had the chain on and they proved that it was, who the hell, some dude, some rapper last year, he had a chain and now he can't even wear the damn chain because they showed that the chain didn't, it was a fake chain, but he tried to say it was real. Listen, these chains are very, very, they're serious when you're doing it as a flex. You got to have this shit together, bro. You got to be really, really on top of this. This stuff shouldn't be coming out that, oh, yeah, he had multiple chains. Then that price need to drop because this ain't an original. This is a copy. I don't need to be paying $500,000 for something that can be questioned. If you're saying in your auction that this is the all eyes on me chain and then we go to the all eyes on me chain and it don't match, there's a problem. You can't wash this off being like, yeah, he got multiple copies. That don't make no sense and that don't fly because it ain't the copy in the picture. So I'm going to go ahead and say the lie detector determines that is a lie. I'm just going to be honest. Now, I'm sure that this is all allegedly because nobody knows what's going on. But at the end of the day, it don't look good. It look bad. It's a bad flex. You're going to buy a chain that he's trying to tell you it ain't the original, then it's not good. How we even know that it's Pac state if he ain't got no pictures with it on? Why did you buy this? Drake is the real question, bro. You bought a chain that they can't even prove if he even wore it. He's just telling you that he had it on. I'm done, man. I don't have nothing else. I looked at this. Everything points to this thing is a fake and a fraud. Everything. There's nothing that points to it being real. Do you know what's pointing to it being real? The jeweler saying it's real. That's the proof. The jeweler saying it's real and there are multiple copies. It's not many though. Well, how many? 2? Is it 3? Is it 4? He seems to know that there's multiple copies, but he's saying it's not many. You need more information. So at this point, it ain't looking good. There's more stuff saying it's a fraud than it's real. These Drake fans, y'all need to go, listen, get a bottle. Like, I ain't talking about no alcohol. Get a baby bottle with the nipple. You might got to put a bigger hole in it, put some warm milk in that. Put that in your mouth, go night-night. Just let this bypass. You guys are up late. You're spiraling. You're coming at Rob Marksman. You're coming at everybody that's saying anything. Sometimes it's just better to just lay down, go sleep, right? Just lay down, go to sleep. Tuck yourself in. Put the thumb in the mouth, like lay down, gang. Y'all looking crazy online. Y'all going to everybody comments. When I post this, they're gonna be in my comments. It's multiple copies. They like that's that's a flex. Like that's cool. Where are these copies at? Who got another copy of Tupac's? Who on earth has the other one? Where is it? Show me. We need information because we don't believe you. Right? Nancy in Poughkeepsie bought one. Like what? Nancy in Poughkeepsie, she got hers in 2004, and there's another one over in what? Like, no, we don't believe none of that. It's multiple copy shit. We don't believe none of that. And then if it's multiple copies, you got the third or fourth one. It's almost has no value. It definitely ain't worth no $500,000. We don't have no pictures with him wearing it. So no, you got gang. Let's just be honest. I'm gonna leave it at that. CLBMG. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments. See, I don't buy jewelry to flex it. So this is none of my concern on my end. So you would never catch me with, oh, was it real? Was it fake? I don't care either way. I'm not buying somebody else's jewelry to try to flex it. That's how you get burnt. But all you had to do is wait a minute. It was bound to happen. It was coming. It was bound to happen. All you had to do is just wait. It was coming, and it came like a bombshell. Everything's blown up in bro's face. Bro gotta just sit down, bro. Just sit down. Have your fans, give them some warm milk. Let them go night-night. You might want to go night-night too. Y'all need to take like 2 weeks off of this. This grind of trying to do all this stuff. You got a podcast with Bobby Althoff or whatever her name is, and you're not making good rational decisions, gang. You're not. I don't know who would believe that this was a rational decision. There's almost no chance of this thing being real based on bro's past conduct of making bad decisions for the last year. They've been awful decisions, so almost guaranteed this was a scam. And he can't fess up now, because if he go back and it comes to be really a scam, then it's egg on his face. So that bro got that $500K. He good, because he ain't gonna never come back. He ain't gonna sue him. He ain't gonna acknowledge that it was real or fake. He just gotta let this blow over, because there ain't gonna be no refund. And he don't have to give you one anyway, because you already paid for it. Them shits is final. Sales is final. If you saw the paperwork and you believed it and you thought it was real, all sales final. I don't see no refund coming back. It is what it is. Because whatever he showed you had to be approved by other people. They had to say, yeah, this is authentic. But what's authentic? A third, fourth copy of a chain that he may or may not have wore? I don't know, man. I'm out of here. CLBMG. Head on over to black-yeti.com. Let them know who sent you. Also, every Wednesday night, we go live on the What Show. We will definitely talk about this. All right, tap in. I'm going to catch y'all on that flip side. Peace.
Look, mission impossible to drop a few lines without dropping old times when Southern Hill was still a gold mine. When pistol grips was my shit and I sold mine. When Alias was not a show and they told mine.
Elevate your mind with high quality THC infused products. BlackYeti.com. Black-Yeti.com.
CLB.
Get my coat, get my sheepskin, grab my wallet, get my pocket knife, and get that hat right there. We out. Grab my pocket knife too. Let's go. When I first came to the city, niggas didn't believe me. I just wanted to join a team and throw assist pass easily. 6 man off the bench, alley-oop pass freely. Suit up for one game and hope a scout might see me. But nah, niggas is greedy, wasn't rocking with him. Unplugged the scoreboard, put a lock on the gym. Told me to power forward, point guard at the rim. And left me with no center and a ball full of phlegm. Not knowing that I'm a dog, a Rottweiler within. With the heart of a pit bull that don't bark for pretend. My bites cut deep, break the bone and the skin. With the level of hustlenomics you do not comprehend. So first I took a block down on the west side end. And then secured a spot with some goons and some kin. And then sent out some flyers, let the games begin. And in 6 months time, the city like that's him. Oh,